Emma. Winners on the pitch. Round 14 of this NPL Women's Victoria season continues here at Olympic Village as FV Academy get us underway in this contest between the youngsters of the NTC and league-leading Heidelberg United. The Burgers looking to continue their sterling season and their pursuit of what could be one of the best seasons in this proud club's history. My name is Joey Lynch. Thank you ever so much for joining us today on the NPL Victoria YouTube stream. Not sure if we have vision at this point, but if you can hear me, if you can see me, welcome for what should hopefully be an entertaining game. This is the second meeting between these two sides of the campaign. They last met back in round 3, and we had 7 goals scored on that day. Heidelberg United recording a 5-2 win, so if we can get even half of that this time around, we should be, well, in for a bit of a treat. For the hosts, Heidelberg United, coming off a midweek win in the Nike FC Cup, a thumping 6-0 win over Manningham, which saw them advance through to the semi-finals in their quest for Cup glory, and also coming off the back of a 3-1 win over the Bentley Greens last week. They have 2 changes from that side that did the job against the Greens. Caitlin Carriage comes into the side, as does Erin Tarrant. Isabella Wallhead makes way with load management, whilst Bronte Peel moves to the bench. For the FV Academy, they are unchanged from the side that played out a 0-0 draw with South Melbourne last week. Bouncing back after their heavy loss to Alamein the week prior, so If it's not broke, don't fix it. FV Academy rolling out with Charlotte Horison in goal. Portia Tam in front of her. Chelsea Biggs, Kaya Jugovic, Alice Franco, Anika Doveston, Fiorina Iaria, Gracie Clarkson, Poppy O'Keefe, Clancy Westaway and Emily Rutkowski. For the Burgers, Mia Bailey starts. And where's the armband? With Steph Galea after starting midweek in the Cup, moving onto the bench. In front of her, Maya Hyson, Rosie Wild, Cameron Barrero, Sawa Matsuda, Sarah O'Donoghue, the aforementioned Karich, Tamar Levin, Asuka Miyasa, who's on the ball now and will send that one in. And it's not the most convincing of clearances there from Biggs, but bounces the right way of the post if you are of the FE Academy persuasion, and out for a corner. Molly Burke and Aaron Tarrant, the other starters for Heidelberg. So, a big test awaiting the youngsters of the NTC program. Heidelberg United, 6 points clear atop the table heading into this round as they take the corner short. Barrero sends it in. Oh, in the end, an open header for Karich. Couldn't direct it in on goal. Karich making her first appearance for Heidelberg United in the league since signing from Melbourne City. Obviously comes with big reputation, so much promise she's shown for a number of years. Coming up against one of her former haunts at the FE Academy. Well, and then that's a sloppy turnover, but the shot whipped in quickly is sent just wide. Molly Burke going very close to opening the scoring. Just Heidelberg United just opening 5 minutes, nibbling around the edges. Now her Horison scans the scene in front of her, decides to send this one long. See whether the Academy can manipulate it out or it's going to be sent back straight back in. Looks like it's going to be the latter. Levin, one of the mid-season's additions to this Burger side. Sent in by Barrero. Cries of away from the defence. Not quite able to do so, and well, that effort from Barrero straight into the heels of Matsuda. Ricocheting around everywhere, bodies flying everywhere for the Burgers. Karich, as they retain possession, shielding it and laying it off. Opportunity perhaps for the hosts to reset. Turnover in the midfield. Can Academy make something from this? Poppy O'Keefe sends it out to the left. Rutkowski, well, was able to carry the ball into the Burger side of the field, but that's where any sort of attack ended. Ball was up for grabs. Levin came up with it, still on the ball. Calling for support, eventually finds some in the form of O'Donoghue. Nyasa tries to put her boot through that one, probably looking for Matsuda. But the ball's going to ricochet out for a throw-in. Iaria, we're going to win the ball back for the Academy in the midfield, and the turnover will come. Maybe a bit of space on this right flank for FV if they can work their way into it, move it quickly. Well, it just broke down. Clancy Westaway maybe just caught out in possession. Now Wild will just send it back to Mia Bailey in the Burger goal. Miata drop into receive. Doveston getting forward with the hint of a press. Wild was calm as she sent it to Bailey, and now she'll get it back. Spearing ball forward is brought in by Molly Burke. She's going to send it long, looking for Matsuda. Blocked away from her. Foot race is on. Can it be kept in? It can. Franco able to face the right direction, but a pass intended from Portia Tam, just a bit wayward. That'll be a Heidelberg ball. 2 games already completed in round 14 this week. Last night, Box Hill getting a 3-2 win over the Boroondara Eagles. And Spring Hills getting a 3-1 win over the Essendon Royals. Two other games already in action today that have kicked off. South Melbourne and Alamein, that game just past the 70th minute mark, still 0-0. Brunswick Juventus against the Bentley Greens about to hit the 70-minute mark. And literally, so I just say that, my app gets updated and it's 1-1 between Juve and the Greens. Two sides close to the FE Academy on the table. FE entering this game 10th on the table. That ball's going to almost sit up. Feels for a handball potentially against Levin. It's not going to matter. As Trey Horrison falls on it. Rutkowski started both games for FE since re-signing mid-season from Melbourne Victory, as has Poppy O'Keefe in the midfield. So that ball is knocked out forward into space. Foot race is on. Yaria arrived almost at the same time as Maya Hyson. And in the kerfuffle, it will go out for a Heidelberg ball. Hyson, an ever-present figure in this Berger back line. Missed round one. Started every game since. Crossed over from Calder United in the off-season. Bailey lost her footing, and that's going to see the ball sent straight back from whence it came. It's Clancy Westaway with the header. And the Burgers content to just gain a few metres and put the ball out. Run that attacking left flank for a FV. O'Keefe had it poked away from her. Rutkowski shielding the ball well. Carriage nipping in. And the visitors will retain possession right in front of their dugout. Santi Escudero up, stroking his chin. Absorbing these early exchanges. Nice turn. Resulting ball from Jugovic. Can't find a teammate. Tam up to take this set piece. Four players waiting on the edge of the box for FV. Mikowski's there for the short option. One arm is the signal from Tam. High ball in. Meaning it there at the back post was Gracie Clarkson. Not really any defenders on her, but ball was just bending away from her, and a header is wayward. And it results in a goal kick. But a sight on goal for the FV Academy. Just 16 goals scored on the campaign for them thus far. The leading scorer on the park today is Iaria. She's got 3 to her name on the campaign. And they did lose some pretty good experience during the mid-season window. Annabelle Yates moving off to the Bulleen. Eva Goodsmith, who scored in the first meeting between these two sides back in round 3. She went to South Melbourne. Featured for Hellas in the draw against the FV Academy last week. Eva Coquitos, went to South Melbourne as well. Tartaglia went to the Bentley Greens. Carriage now. It's down the left flank. It's a good cutback, and it's open, but somehow Rahorison is able to deny Levin. She was on her own, on an island. But desperate scrambling from the keeper keeps this game level. 0-0. Wild gets it forward. Finds O'Donoghue. She's got time to look up and send it out to the left. Barrero giving chase, keeping it in. It's charged down quickly, though, by Alice Franco. That's going to ricochet out for a corner kick on this left-hand flank for Heidelberg. Ascamiata coming across. Matsuda takes up a position on the near post. The rest of her teammates line up on the edge of the penalty area, waiting to time their runs. Driven towards the back post. Not the most convincing of punches by her Harrison, but she was strong with her second attempt. Franco does well to keep it in, and that's a good pass as well. Opportunity for the Academy to get some numbers forward. Ball slid in behind, but just unable to time a run. There's Fiorina Yaria. The flag going up and the attack, which nonetheless shows promise, but is snuffed out by the assistant's flag. Angelique Katsalis is our referee today, assisted by Emily Chandler and Natalie Finlay. The fourth official is Whitney Crabbe. Burke around the corner. Wild. Back to Burke. There's space open out up on this right flank for Heidelberg. The low cross driven at the top of the penalty area. Cleared away. Doverston can't bring it in. Heidelberg ball. Heidelberg spring forth once more for a goal in his 15th minute. Effort deflected and then getting across to Harrison, trying to keep it in. O'Donoghue's effort deflected by the defence, but it will eventually roll out, and Heidelberg needing to accumulate some pressure, asking consistent questions, can have themselves another corner. Rero across to take. Matsuda again on the near post. Everybody else making runs. Sent in towards Matsuda. Flicked back into play. Chaos in the box, but it's not dead yet. Still appeals for a handball. Not so much waved away, but Angelique Katsalis would have needed X-ray vision to see through the massive bodies in front of that block. And in the end, Sarah O'Donoghue acrobatically flew at it at the far post. It was unable to redirect it on goal. Franco shows for the ball and is rewarded. Only to have her pocket immediately picked. Barrero. Franco getting back, trying to make amends and win it back, which she does. And she's going to win herself a free kick. So Alice Franco, the 17-year-old. Back-to-back starts for her. 10 now on the campaign. So got FE Academy's lone goal in that 5-1 defeat to Alamein a few weeks ago. Made it 1-1 at the time from memory as well. Only 4 second place side on the table to pile on the goals from there. It's well done from Heidelberg, winning the ball back high up the pitch. Sent to the top of the box. Can they get a shot away? They can. But it is blazed over the bar from Tamar Levin. Got a brace on debut against Boroondara in Levin. Also got 2 assists in the win over Bentley last week. And able to add to her tally there. Straight to Miata. Suda lays it off. Pass into Wild all the way back to Bailey. The Academy get forward. Set up shop on the halfway line. So the ball is sent to Matsuda. She's forced to go backwards. Trying to find Karic in behind. Biggs is there for the FE Academy, and she does well, laying it off. For Horison, after Franco. West away. Trying to switch the play across. Important intervention by the Heidelberg defence. Well, an awkward bounce, and this could set up O'Donoghue, who's going to blaze wide. Gracie Clarkson just misjudged that bouncing ball. But wayward finishing from Heidelberg again, rescuing the FE Academy. They have been, for the most part, doing a good job of at least getting some bodies in the vicinity, and if not actively pressuring the ball, at least giving some inference to it, but have also been helped out by some wayward shooting from Heidelberg, have the visitors. Miata battled for it and won it, only to immediately have it taken off her. That ball is poked out. The FE Academy can have themselves a throw in on this left flank. Ball in the hands of Emily Rutkowski. Senior experience for Rutkowski at both South Melbourne and Boroondara, as well as the FE Academy. One of the more senior heads in the side, albeit she's just 18. Average age of the named squad today for this young unit, just 16.76. So, fair few youngsters for Heidelberg as well, but it's dotted with experience and veteran heads. As the FE Academy, though, working the ball well, and they're going to create a shot, albeit it's a shot which Bailey will just watch over the crossbar. And if you want an indication of maybe the gap in experience between these two sides, total senior appearances of the listed squad today for the FE Academy, 362. Nick at Doverston has 60 of those. Meanwhile, the total senior appearances of Steph Galea, Molly Burke and Keely Lockhart, 2 of those players on the bench for Heidelberg today, the 3 of them have got 396. So certainly an experience gap between these two sides as Matsuda sends it around the corner. She can have another go. Miata booting it forward, giving Karic something to chase. Biggs had to be good, but she was. Rutkowski keeps it in. Gets rid of it as Matsuda lurks. The Academy, as you know, they like to do, trying to keep the ball on the turf, maintain possession as they play out from the back. But Heidelberg, such a defensively sound unit, maintaining their shape well. And for now, the visitors still stuck in their defensive third. And Heidelberg just slowly creeping up, compacting the space. Horison to Biggs, back to her Horison. Sends it all the way out to the left flank. And that's where the turnover will come. So discipline from the Burgers brings the turnover. Now Barrero, first time pass sent central. Acrobatic from Levin. She kept coming through, poking it away from Portia Tam. The attack peters out. Now we'll see if this latest attempt to play out is successful for the FV Academy. It's not. Carriage on the ball. Keeps it low, sends it to the top of the box, and that will be the game's opening goal. So the dam wall eventually breaks. Carriage down the left, sends it central. O'Donoghue with the fine finish. Her second goal of the campaign, her second goal in as many weeks, scored in the win over the Bentley Greens last week as well. And a goal that you feel had potentially had been coming from the Bentley Greens, from Heidelberg United, does eventually arrive just before the 25th minute mark. And as the techno rings out at Olympic Village, the score is now Heidelberg United 1, the FV Academy 0. And the question now is what happens from here? Does Heidelberg use this as the jumping off point for a big win? FV Academy, they can concede goals in bunches in their last 5 games alone. 2 5-1 defeats, as well as a 4-2 loss. As well as a 4-2 win over the Bentley Greens, so they can be high-scoring games. In Heidelberg, they got 3 against Bentley, 4 against Boroondara the week before, 3 against the Royals the week before that. And then 4-2 win over Preston a few weeks ago as well. So they do have the ability to score and score often. Carriage looks up. Sends it to Tamar Levitt. Carriage, assist to her name. Can she get another? Ball loops up. And Matsuda was just hanging around with malicious intent, but Harrison is able to climb. Looking around the grounds, goals all over the place at the moment. Brunswick Juventus have taken a 2-1 lead over the Bentley Greens. And at Lakeside Stadium, South Melbourne have just grabbed a late go-ahead goal against Alamein. So those scorelines are relevant for both sides. As it stands now, South Melbourne have vaulted up into second place. They're 8 points on the live ladder behind Heidelberg. As that ball is sent in. O'Donoghue has to let it run and go back and fetch it. Matsuda winds up. High degree of difficulty there, especially to beat a keeper of the quality of Charlotte Harrison. And in the end, the custodian in the FV Academy goal has a rather simple task of letting it come down to her. Indeed, on that live ladder, South vaulting over Alamein, who fall to third with that result. Boroondara's loss last night spares them dropping any further for now, because Bulleen are lurking, and with a win, could move ahead of them as well. Meanwhile, though, FV Academy back at this game. That's a good move forward, but looks like that was a shot. Was it the right option? Because Franco had worked their way into plenty of space. Offside would have been a question mark. Difficult to tell from our commentary position here. In the end, though, the winner of that exchange was Mia Bailey, getting down low to keep it out. A good positive response from the visitors. It's the team playing as well as Heidelberg United with the confidence that Heidelberg United has at the moment. You don't want to let them get on top of you. As mentioned, the 5-game winning streak for Heidelberg coming into this game in the league grows when you include cup results. Just when you look at their last 30 games, since the coaching change that saw Sven Samild, who's not here today, he's off to Kenya and Tanzania. Once that coaching change was made, in the 30 games since, they've only lost thrice. Only once all season. So, Heidelberg, in a hurry, have turned into the class of this Victorian women's top flight. Clancy West away. Did well to grab the ball and turn, but the pass in the end lets her down. Niasa sends it out to the right flank where Tarrant had plenty of time. Matsuda gives the ball away. Well worked by FV Academy. Franco. It's a good ball in behind. Quincy Westway is going to get there with plenty of space. Eventually close down, but she works the ball into the penalty area. That's not a good pass. Give her teammate very little chance. And Molly Burke moving into possession for Heidelberg. Ferrero heard the footsteps, not out-aided by a teammate's shout. Miasa's ball. Matsuda. Miasa, Carriage. Wild. The ball from Hyson and then sends it back. O'Keefe stuck the boot in. And then FV Academy swarm and win the ball back. Iaria working her way down the left, sends the ball in. Not the most convincing defending from the Burgers. Eventually it's sent away. Rutkowski trying to put her body into Carriage, who shows good strength to see off the pressure. Got it to Matsuda. He's able to turn. O'Donoghue, the goal scorer. Touch to take it away from one defender, and the second brings her down. Free kick. Heidelberg enjoying a period of extended possession. Have that one goal advantage now. Deadlock broken. The tension, the anxiety of being the league leaders, expected to win the game. not having scored, now broken. There's another long ball forward. It's perfectly weighted Matsuda. She's lethal. Can she finish? No! Harrison out quickly and diving at her feet. Wasn't the most effective attacking play from Matsuda, but still have to give significant credit to the goalkeeper. Coming out quickly, forcing her into a decision and making the save. Meanwhile, we have gone full-time at Lakeside Stadium, South Melbourne. Seeing the game out with an 88th minute winner. So they move to seconds on the table. 8 points back of Heidelberg. So an opportunity for the Burgers to extend their lead atop the table. Meanwhile, we're in the 95th minute. Over there at CB Smith Reserve, Brunswick Juventus hosting the Bentley Greens, the former Juve with a 2-1 lead. And that result on the live ladder sees Brunswick move ahead of the FV Academy, relegating them to 11th. The FV Academy entered today with a 3-point buffer over Brunswick. And the long-range effort, and again, Bailey forced to retreat, but once again able to watch as that ball sails over the crossbar. Clever touch from O'Donoghue. The pass forward, picked out by Biggs. Mikowski spears it down the left. Iaria ran into a lot of pressure. You know, Tarrant there as well as Miata. So the visitors will have to content themselves with a throw-in on that attacking left flank. It will be taken in front of the visiting substitutes, making their way down the touchline to just stay loose, stay limber. Heidelberg substitutes out of their dugout as well, just keeping the legs ticking over, get the blood flowing. No indications from either dugout that we're in for an early change, as far as I can gather. Christina Singalidis is the backup goalkeeper for the FA Academy. Cleo Angel, Jasmine Miller, Kiara Saris, Ella Lee and Emmy Traynor. The options waiting to be deployed off the bench. Anastasia Kiriakou is the backup goalkeeper for Heidelberg. Would make her senior debut if she came on. The veteran Steph Galea, after starting in the Cup midweek, she's available off the bench. Catherine Vlahopoulos, Keely Lockhart, Bronte Peel and Heidi Dryle as well. So certainly a lot of firepower ready to be deployed at some point in this game by Heidelberg. Miata, outside of the boot pass, found O'Donoghue. Her ball wasn't a good one. The Academy comes up with it. Rutkowski, Jugovic. Got a bit of a shove in the back, but she kept her footing. Iaria. And now the attack is going to conclude as the young winger, coming back from an offside position, will give the ball back to the hosts. And it has gone full time at CB Smith Reserve as well. Brunswick Juventus seeing out a 2-1 win over the Bentley Greens. So Juve with an important 3 points, moving themselves up into 10th on the table, relegating FV Academy to 11th. Bentley, meanwhile, remains rooted to the foot of the table. O'Donoghue turns, advances upfield. Is she going to have a go? No, she went down. I was about to say she fell over her own feet, but no, contact came in. Referee Angelique Katsalis had a much better view of it than I did. Booking produced as well, and we will have a free kick for Heidelberg in a very dangerous area, almost directly in front, on the edge of the D of the penalty area. If you were to quibble with the position, if anything, it might be too close to goal. Not a lot of space for Tamar Levin, who's standing over it to try to get it over any sort of wall that is constructed and then back in on goal. But it looks like Tamar Levin, who can hit them, she scored a magnificent long-range goal for the Brisbane Roar during the A-League women's season. Looks like she will take this one. Caitlin Carriage, I think, is just discussing what she wants to do so she can make her follow-up run to the best position possible. Five-player wall for the FV Academy. No draft excluder. Levin was always looking for goal, but just getting underneath it a tad too much, unable to just massage it underneath the crossbar, and it'll be a goal kick. Tam, Biggs. Had two FV players there, but it was a Heidelberg defender, and Mason steaming forward to send it back. But the visitors retaining possession will have a throw-in just inside their own half of the pitch. Appeals for a handball, waved away. Doveston for Jugovic. Mason across, setting it out for a throw-in, but all of a sudden, territory shifts. And the FV Academy have an opportunity to get numbers into the box. Ask a few questions of this Berger backline. Good pass in, and the ball is sent in. Rosie Wild wasn't conclusive, and you had the area lurking, but the Burgers are eventually able to get it away. And then players in black and yellow steaming forward to try to immediately turn possession on its head and fashion a chance of their own. Burke lays it off. Barrero's ball to the top of the box. It's going to come all the way out to Carriage. Will it set up for her to get a shot in? Drags it back, left-footed effort, off the post, back in. Surely the follow-up. It is in, and it's O'Donoghue. She has herself a brace. Immediately picks up the scraps. Well, really, fortunately, it just careened off the crossbar. It's off the post, sorry. Straight back to her. And with less than 5 minutes regulation remaining in this opening half, Heidelberg United find themselves with a two-goal cushion, 2 goals to the good. Heidelberg 2, the FV Academy 0. So a bit of a gut punch for FV Academy, really. They had just come forward. Sends in a dangerous-looking cross, asks some questions, and then Heidelberg immediately marching up the other ends, doubling their advantage. Tracy Clarkson gets the ball back. Tam trying to spear it out to Yaria's run on the left. Sent away. And now Matsuda sprinting forward. Put Biggs on it a bit of pressure, and then for Horison. Poppy O'Keefe did well. Evan was keeping her company. O'Keefe once more. Got it from Franku. Return pass. Flag stays down. Low ball across the face of goal. Scrambled clear by Heidelberg. And they're going to have a free kick. So on the live ladder now, as we approach half-time, results elsewhere favouring Heidelberg. They're sitting on 35 points with a goal difference of plus 17. So they come forward looking to add to that just before the half-time break, add to what would almost be a match-winning advantage heading into half-time, 3-0. Barrero has it stolen away by Jugovic. Franco giving chase. You could just see the realisation on her face as she did so, though, that that ball was going out. Barrero in no hurry to take the throw in, just ambles over. It's the ball back, up the touchline for Carriage, who laid it central, but straight to a player in what we'll call mint blue. Pass sent in the direction of Matsuda, but can only find Clarkson. That ball will ricochet through. Yaria's attempt. Okay, Jugovic was lurking. But Mia Bailey was clean in her claim. Not so much the distribution, because it's going to come straight back. Jugovic. Well done to take it past one defender. Oh, well, that's going to go in. Remarkable. It's an own goal struck with a level of cleanness that an attacker would be proud of. Just hammered one teammate, hammering it straight into another's shins, and well, there you have it. On the stroke of half-time, from pontificating on what a 3-0 advantage might mean for Heidelberg, instead, it's now 2-1. Not one that the Burgers are going to enjoy on the film review, but for FV Academy, it is a lifeline back into this game. 45 minutes had just ticked over here at Olympic Village. And all of a sudden, the tone of this game completely changes. It's the old cliche that 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in football. Mia Bailey is probably fuming, the clean sheet up in smoke, without actually facing a shot. Tam will have the final touch of this opening 45 minutes, and as the two sets of players head into the dressing rooms, this game, all of a sudden, is finally poised. Heidelberg United having control of it for vast swathes, taking a 2-0 lead thanks to a Sarah O'Donoghue brace, but an own goal just moments before the main break breathes life back into the FV Academy and this contest. How
on the camera end or the mic end? Yeah, on both. On both? Yeah, 1 second. when I briefly switched it to mic plus 48 volts before we went on air, I still got this static, so yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's on mic. I'll roll it up 1 second. I just have it in my hand, so. Yeah, I've got the cable off the ground.
Oh yeah, okay, that's
Works?
better.
Much better.
Yeah, does the XLR like on or near the power cables at all from that?
No, I was running across the ground in front of my tripod. I have it set up just like 5 feet away from me.
Yeah, okay, we can try to lay it
away so it doesn't pick me up. I'll take a step further away. Welcome back, one and all. You are looking live at Olympic Village for this round 14 NPL Women's Victoria contest. The second half of it between Heidelberg United, the league leaders, and the Football Victoria Academy. And if you are just joining us, this game all of a sudden finally poised. Sarah O'Donoghue putting the host Heidelberg ahead with a first half brace, but then just seconds into added time as the first half wound down, an own goal from the Burgers has given this young FV Academy side a sniff, a chance perhaps, a reason to hope that they could pull off something remarkable in this second 45 minutes. My name is Joey Lynch. Thank you ever so much for your company for the second stanza on the NPL Victoria YouTube page, no matter where you happen to be tuning in from, be it here in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, or indeed from anywhere around the world. This game, the final of 3 NPL Women's Victoria games that have taken place today in other action that has concluded. South Melbourne getting a late 1-0 win over Alamein. Brunswick Juventus getting a 2-1 win over the Bentley Greens. Those results following on from last night's action, where Box Hill defeated Boroondara 3-2, and Spring Hills got a 3-1 win over the Essendon Royals. So the second half gets underway with a change being made by the FV Academy as well. Alice Franco has made her way off the park. Jasmine Miller will come on for her 5th senior appearance. Made her senior debut back in round 10 against Boroondara. Has made 2 starts and now 3 substitute appearances in her burgeoning senior career. So we will see what sort of impact the former Lang Warren Jr. can have on this game. The action will commence with just Heidelberg leapfrogging themselves forward via throw-ins. O'Donoghue, 2 goals to her name. 3 goals now in our last 2 games. Working down there on the left flank. And it's turnover. FV Academy trying to spring forward quickly. The area lays it off. Now passes it forward. Jurgovic attempting to turn and face the right way. It's being well marshalled though. And Biggs get us restarted with a throw. The Arias ball across. Found Poppy O'Keefe, but that's where it's going to break down. Carriage rose and headed it forward with a long-range effort. Carriage. You can see the intention there. Had teammates bursting forward to her right. But just hung up in the air a tad too long. Couldn't find the right line and length, and it will only result in a goal kick. Now we see Horrison having to try to pick out a teammate. Sends it in the area direction. Good touch. It's taken away from Tarrant. Ball forward is intercepted by Barrero. Miata sandwiched. And it's taken away. Can the FA Academy pounce? Jugovic bursting forward. She's going to get a shot off. But it's a shot which is going to slide across the face of goal. And Heidelberg can have themselves a goal kick. So maybe just a few reasons to worry. Not a major chance, but a chance nonetheless. In these early stages with just what is now a 1-goal lead. The FA Academy having taken points off now second-placed South Melbourne last week. Looking to do the same to league-leading Heidelberg. Burke. It's been closed down in all directions. Yari gets a foot in to affect the pass. Portia Tam sends it across. Clarkson keeps it moving. Rutkowski. Foot race is on down that right flank. Hasten arrived. Was able to knock it into the on-rushing attacker's shins. And then with no ball kids about, Mia Bailey's going to have to jog across and grab that one. Bailey, closed down, forced to just hoof it long. Players flying in every direction. The ball will eventually come out to O'Keefe. Matsuda applying some fierce pressure to Clarkson. She was able to keep a cool head and keep play moving along. Tight areas over on that right attacking flank. Miller couldn't come up with it. Karich lets it run, knocks it forward. Matsuda will get there first. Shrugging off the attention of one defender. Fell over. Play on is the call. Levin has it taken away from her. Jugovic keeps it moving forward. Miller couldn't get there. Knocked back. But a relatively simple collection for her Horrison. Biggs. Trying to just play it into the path of Yaria. Now Burke, Matsuda. O'Donoghue will come back out to Matsuda. Has Karich at the far post, nodded away before it can reach her. Rutkowski has it taken away from her by Barrero. Since attempted pass out, charged down by Jugovic. But Bailey will grab it and has all the time in the world to decide what she wants to do, which is hoof it long. And that will just switch play from one penalty area to the other as it goes all the way back to her Horrison, and now she can build up from the back line. Clarkson let it run. Came under a bit of pressure. And then we'll see the ball go to Heidelberg. Ball in the hands of Barrero. Sent it to Burke. Not the best touch. Miata coming through. Hyson's ball. Knocked away by Yaria. To her side's advantage. Now she'll get the ball back. Clever first time ball. Doverston. Against Tarrant. Beats her. Academy working the ball into the Berger penalty area. Jugovic trying to just hustle and bustle her way through. Academy ball. In the hands of Biggs. Came back out to Doverston. Now to Biggs. Shook off the attention of Miasa. Poppy O'Keefe sent it back to Tam. Spearing ball. Straight onto the chest of Barrero. Clarkson getting set to take this throw in. Down the touchline, Rutkowski, and it bounced vertically off her head. Levin. Falls over, the Academy sees on it, and the long-range effort is going to be saved by Bailey. Doverston wound up from range. Bought a ticket to the meat raffle, but her number not picked out on that occasion. Miasa instantly had the pressure come. Miller forced a turnover. Ball played in behind, Matsuda. Clever back heel. Long range effort just across the face of goal. Something almost created out of nothing for Heidelberg. But the score remains finely poised at 2-1. Donahue, searching for that hat-trick, wasn't too far away. Yaria, first time header. It's not a good pass, immediately picked out. Levin, laying it off, another effort, and another effort blazed wide. So Donahue's certainly not afraid to shoot. But after some signs that the young visitors were beginning to see something of momentum, Heidelberg looked to respond, force them back on their heels. And the press is going to force a turnover. Who wants the ball? Karich claims it. Miata sends it central. Again, the ball's up for grabs. Big collision between the two number 13s. And Anika Doverston is going to win the free kick for her side. Back to her Horrison. Good glancing pass down the touchline, and Iaria has a head of steam as she collects. Dangerous looking ball across the face, and it is 2 goals apiece at Olympic Village. Rutkowski arriving and finishing at that far post. She has her first goal since returning to FV Emerging, and from 2 goals down, the FV Academy have forced their way back into this game, and the scoreline at Olympic Village is now Heidelberg United 2, the FV Academy 2. Who would have picked that out entering today's contest? Who would have picked it out after the Burgers made it 2-0? But this young side, after battling for a 0-0 draw against South Melbourne last week, now forcing their way back into this contest against the league leaders. Can they go on with it, perhaps? Or can Heidelberg, who did create a series of chances in the exchanges before the goal, reassert themselves? Strap yourselves in. Just over half an hour of regulation remaining in this one as we go in search of our answers. And these two sides go in search of a go-ahead goal. Again, the Academy looking to work the ball down this left flank. They've had a bit of joy there. Biggs' ball forward. Nobody making the on-rushing run, so comfortable collection for Leah Bailey. Levin took it away from Doverston. Now the ball forward. Sarah O'Donoghue looking up, looking for Matsuda. Matsuda turns. Can she get a shot off? She can. What a save. Horrison getting down low to her right, denying the current Golden Boot leader in the NPL Women's Victoria. Presently going at better than a goal a game is Sawa Matsuda. But her hunt for a goal in this one will continue. Burke, first time wall pass to Miata. O'Donoghue, some space once more on the left. Matsuda awaits in the middle. Levin's arriving as well. O'Donoghue goes herself, forces a save. Then Clarkson fell over as she made contact with the ball, but still got enough on it to ensure that it went out. And substitution will be made by the FV Academy. Just waiting for fourth official Whitney Crabb to get the board up to signal the changes being made. So it will be Gracie Clarkson making way. Ella Lee coming on, and congratulations to Ella Lee making her senior debut. 12 appearances for the under-20s so far this season. The former Bulleen junior, now a fully fledged senior player in the ranks of the NPL Women's Victoria competition. Congratulations to her. No pressure or anything, but you're coming on with a game against the league leaders, finally poised. Matsuda laying it off. O'Donoghue couldn't do similar. Wild wins it back. Tarrant gets to Burke. Miata, first time ball is a good one. Wild. Matsuda was the intended recipient. Too much weight on the ball. And one begins to wonder at what point will Heidelberg turn to their bench. Steph Galea, Catherine Valhopoulos, Keely Lockhart, Bronte Peel, Heidi Droll. They've certainly got difference makers on there. Can Carriage be a difference maker? She can! The account is opened for Caitlin Carriage, her league debut for Heidelberg United. And it's a goal-scoring one as she restores the league leaders to the lead here at Olympic Village. And she does so just as the Burgers were preparing to make a double change as well. And it will be the final contribution of Carriage as she makes her way off the park to be replaced by Bronte Peel. And Tarrant will also take her leave. Heidi Draal, who started in the cup game midweek, will come on at right back. And immediately will have to stare down Iaria cutting inside in her face. But her teammates had her back. Miata, first time pass. Clever turn from Aska Miata. Took it away from Westaway, but then the follow-up pass couldn't find a teammate. Tam ran into a brick wall. Fortune favours her as the Academy will retain possession. Binks does well to send it up the touchline. Tam sends it across. And the ball down the right flank to nobody really in particular. Jugovic gave it a cursory chase. But nothing comes from it. Miata charging through, puts it out. Heidelberg ball, goal kick. Bailey to Burke. Wild. Boots it forward. Tam meets it with the header. Burke again. Wild. Took it around the defender, but then her pass is going to get picked out. And all of a sudden, the Academy instantly spring forward. Iaria, not the best cross. Just floats it, bends it back in to Bailey, who claims. Big coming together in the middle of the park. Probably O'Keefe. Wasn't the biggest stature for a midfielder, but she kept her footing well there. That ball is going to come through. Heidelberg, they're lining up. But just unable to bend her back was the newly introduced Bronte Peel. And the scoreline remains Heidelberg 3. The FV Academy 2. Turnover. Peel again. Stood up. And he's forced to lay it off. And then numbers back for the Academy. Clearing the danger. Perhaps only momentarily though. Peel coming through for Horrison. Hurled herself at it. Ball still up for grabs. Cleared away. Iaria is going to keep it in. But no, play's going to be stopped as Charlotte Horrison has remained down on the turf. Put her body on the line to deny Bronte Peel. Christina Singalidis, as mentioned, is the backup goalkeeper. She immediately gets up and starts loosening those joints, limbering up. 15-year-old goalkeeper would be making her senior debut if she is required for the FV Academy. You would be hoping that's not the case. Harrison, since returning from the Preston Lions in the off-season, has played every minute of every game thus far. Wearing the armband today. Santi Escudero will summon most of his squad across to the dugout for some instructions during this stoppage. Looks like it is the right leg of Harrison that's being worked on by the trainer. Back up to her feet now. Singolidis puts the blanket back over herself in the dugout, so it looks like the first choice. Well, the FV Academy, perhaps slightly worse for wear, will be right to continue. Yara does well, cutting inside. Final ball just lacking. And the Burgers will see it clear, momentarily at least. As Chelsea Biggs gets restarted with a throw-in just inside her opponent's half of the pitch. Gets it back now. Surveys the scene, tries to slide a pass through. And Jasmine Miller gave it a cursory chase, did her duty, but was never really going to get there. And Mia Bailey can have herself a goal kick. Jasmine Miller, according to the bio that Football Victoria put out about her a while ago, the youngest of 10 siblings, so one imagines that she got quite used to making those forlorn chases of the ball, being told to fetch them during those kickabouts. And a goalkeeper, and you've got a full 11 in the Miller household. It's a good touch. And an even better pass as Matsuda was almost through, but closed down at the last. Superb defending. Sees that one cleared. Ella Lee, in her debut, nipping across and denying the golden boot leader. And could it be a definitive intervention? No. Because up the other end, the shot did come in, but sent just wide. And with just under 20 minutes of regulation remaining in this contest, plus whatever the fourth official decrees will be needed on top of that, score remains Heidelberg 3, FV Academy 2. One imagines we'll have a decent amount of stoppage time, both sides hitting the scoreboard in this second 45, as well as the injury stoppage for Harrison, who's now, well and truly, seems to have loosened up and figured out whatever the problem was. Should be called into action here, perhaps, as Barrero looks to come down the left for the Burgers. Marshalled well. Kowski's had a good game on that right flank for the FV Academy, a third since returning. During the mid-season transfer window. She'll have to get back now, though. As here comes Heidelberg once more. And once more, an opportunity goes begging. So it's Amar Levin Just getting underneath it. Miata's ball forward for Matsuda. She plays the way she's facing. Turnover from Barrero. Jugovic sends it out to the right. Rutkowski. Back to Jugovic. Can she pick out a teammate? Couldn't, but she can have another go as she picks up the scraps. Now she's going to send the ball in. Just beats the first player. Gets through the area, but she's swarmed. Does well to retain possession. No shot is the cry from Mia Bailey. So Keefe keeps the play moving. Have done well to keep the ball in the attacking third. Has the FV Academy. High ball in. And it will just bounce out without a telling touch. And Mia Bailey with her side in the league. In the lead, will just take her time in fetching that one before getting us restarted with a goal kick. Foot race is on that right flank. Kowski got there first, and she thought she did enough to retain possession, but with Barrero keeping her company, it is going to be a decision that goes in favour of the latter. FV Academy bench up and moving about and staying limber. No such movement from Heidelberg. Peel glancing header onwards. Matsuda couldn't reel it in. Now sends out to this right flank. Levin cutting onto her left. Outside of the boot effort. Offside. That will come back. Peel sends it straight into Matsuda. I'm not even sure if that was the attempt. If it was hit with far too much power for her to control. But it's all redundant. The realm of a thought experiment, as it was offside. Tam puts her boot through it. Just kneed away in the end. And the Academy can gain some precious metres and will have themselves a throw-in on this left flank. Peel's header sends it central. O'Donoghue can't pick it up. Instead, Clancy Westaway claims it for the FV Academy. Rutkowski does well. Springing down the right flank, looking for a teammate. Blocked away at the last. And it will be a corner kick. It was Anika Doverston who was there at the near post, and she does know where the goals are. 11 career NPLW goals for the youngster. Well, youngster. Simultaneously a youngster, but also a senior head in this side. 20 years old. Goes to the top of the box. Up for grabs. Booted away. Just discretion, the better part of valour for Tamar Levin. Anywhere but here. Kowski with the throw-in. Couldn't beat Molly Burke. And meanwhile, we're going to have another change. And I think it's Kiara Saris that has made her way onto the park. So her 9th appearance on the campaign. Sorry, her 10th appearance. No, 9th appearance on the campaign. Yes, I was correct the first time. All bar one of them coming off the bench. So super sub for the FV Academy. She gets introduced once more. Tries to get amongst it, but has the ball poked past her as Heidelberg spring forth. Donahue giving chase. She has 2 goals to her name. Working out on that left flank. Draws the contact and draws the free kick. So an opportunity for the hosts now to get themselves set up and swing a delivery in. Barrero coming across. Looks like she will be the one to take. Now, Carriage has departed, so one of their major aerial threats sitting on the substitutes bench. But Barrero, the left footer, should bend this one away from her Horrison with the delivery. See who she can pick out. Big pack is formed and it's not a good delivery, but Miata is there, but her effort too close to her Horrison. Struck well. Good bit of power behind it on the half volley. But this FV Academy keeper, one of the finest young keepers in the state, more than up to the task. Biggs once again on throw-in duty, sends it central, flicked on. Well, eventually will find its way back to Bailey. Gets rid of it in a hurry. Matsuda picks up the second ball, lays it off. Some neat combination play from Heidelberg is going to spring Matsuda into a bit of space. Has Levin there. Can't bring it in. Golden opportunity perhaps for the Burgers. Passes them by. Can they do something with this second phase? And we're going to make amends. Winds up and forces a good save from her Horrison. So another set-piece opportunity incoming for Heidelberg. Taken short. Miata's delivery. Headed clear. As far as Barrero, she'll just loop it up high. Players slipping and sliding. Matsuda was offside. And with less than 10 minutes of regulation remaining, Heidelberg retain their advantage, but it is just a 1-goal one. Heidelberg 3, the FV Academy 2. Visitors having clawed their way back to 2-2 from 2 down. Only for Carriage in her league debut to put the Burgers ahead once more. And on the way to what would be a 11th win of the campaign and an 8-point lead atop the table. Alamain's lost to South Melbourne earlier this evening, not only seeing them fall behind Hellas on the table, but giving Alexander an opportunity to extend their lead if they can see off what has been a very game FV Academy side. They have come here to the home of the league leaders and It would have been so easy for them to fold and collapse after falling down 2 goals, but haven't done so. That own goal on the stroke of half-time, giving them some life. And they've certainly, regardless of whatever happens in these final few minutes, given a good account of themselves here today at Olympic Village. Yaria, that ball's going to stray out. Yes, it's a Hosen. He knocks it forward. Matsuda. Outside of that one attempt where she was through in on goal, only to be denied by her Horison. Hasn't been most prolific of days for the Golden Boot leader, but can she turn provider here? Peel had a very difficult attempt, falling over, tight angle, could only send it across the face of goal. Academy looking to work the ball down the right. Miller was battling against several, trying to poke it to a teammate's advantage, did so. Ball knocked forward. It's going to go out. We're going to see a double change coming from Heidelberg. Matsuda will make way for Keely Lockhart. And Hasten is going to make way for Steph Galea. So that will force some kind of reshuffle. Hasten, sorry, it looks like O'Donoghue. Apologies, misread the fourth official's board. Hasten remains out there. So Lockhart and Steph Galea head up top. Galea coming off the back of a first half brace against Manningham midweek in the Nike FC Cup as she continues to edge closer to full fitness. Has had a nightmare run with injury this season. The heart and soul of this Berger outfit. That ball booted forward. And if it had just hung up in the air a little bit longer, it would have asked some serious questions, but Mia Bailey able to come out and make the claim. Lockhart. Keely Lockhart, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling forward. For it's finally poked away. Will be a corner, however, for Heidelberg. And now, I mentioned the stat in the first half, can reiterate it now that they're all on the park. Between Steph Galea, Keely Lockhart and Molly Burke, 396 combined games in the NPL Women's Victoria coming into this game. Meanwhile, the total senior appearances of FE Emerging's entire squad coming into this game, 362. So experienced heads entering the fray to see out this game for Heidelberg United. They've got just over 3 minutes of regulation plus stoppage time if they're to be successful at that. Punch from her Horison. Out to Burke. The area was behind her. Rutkowski was arriving as well in front of her. Made the challenge. You can see now Heidelberg absolutely in no hurry to take this throw in. Barrero, who got across for the corner. Just slowly jogging for the throw. Sends it down the touchline. And now here come the Burgers bursting into the penalty area. Steph Galea couldn't get the boot around it. Miata took a fresh air swing. It's not cleared though. Rahorison with the save. The follow-up. Sent into a massive FA Academy bodies that had gotten back to defend. Desperate defending from the visitors. Keeps them alive in this game at 3-2. Now they spring forward. Can they find an equaliser in transition? Players await the delivery inside the penalty area. It eventually comes to the near post. But being closed down was always going to be a difficult task. And it's out for a goal kick. Jasmine Miller, as mentioned, what is her 5th appearance at a senior level, yet defines that breakthrough senior goal. Getting in good areas in these last exchanges, but Heidelberg defence thus far proving up to the task. Galea, that's a good ball for Heidi Drahl, the overlapping fullback. Working against Biggs, Kiwi Youth International. Lost the ball and then went and won it back, but that's going to be a turnover. Jugovic lays it off for O'Keefe. Good little leap there by the referee, ensuring that she didn't interfere as the FA Academy spring forward. Rutkowski's pass, not where she wanted to put it. Or if it was, there was no teammates making the run. O'Keefe, the area on the left. Straight into an offside position. So 50 seconds of regulation remaining here on the scoreboard at Olympic Village as another change is being made. Catherine Vlahopoulos will enter the fray. Tamar Levin will take her leave. So Vlahopoulos will make her 3rd straight appearance off the bench. It's featured in every game this campaign. Early touch for Vlahopoulos. Not where she wanted to put that one, I don't think, but Miata able to grab the ball anyway. Marrero. She couldn't pick out a teammate. Foot race is on. Tyson gets there in front of Emily Rutkowski. Ball in the hands of Rutkowski now, looking for a teammate. Sends it to Miller, who lays it back off for her. Attempted cross will take a deflection, and here we go. As we move into injury time, stoppage time here at Olympic Village. The FA Academy have themselves a corner kick. Numbers getting into the box. Almost sneak out at the back post, but Heidelberg able to scramble it clear. Keely Lockhart playing it in behind for Steph Galea. As the Burgers look to transition forward quickly, Peel could seal this game. Bronte Peel will seal this game. Heidelberg United are going to take the chocolates. Bronte Peel finally has a league goal for the Burgers after signing in the off-season, and it's a telling one. The 4-2 goal that will seal this result, this 3 points, and an 8-point lead atop the NPL Women's Victoria table for Heidelberg United. They have been challenged, they have been tested, but in one fell swoop, Steph Galea teed up Bronte Peel, and Heidelberg United continue their march. And it is a march which is going to go through Lakeside Stadium next week for Heidelberg United. That, a huge game In the context of this season, as mentioned, Heidelberg United now 8 points clear atop the table. South Melbourne in second place. And Heidelberg will head to Lakeside and take on Hellas next weekend. And if they are able to get a result in that one, at that point you have to think that they have one hand on the premiership. Especially also considering that Alamein, another potential challenger, they have to face FC Bulleen Lions at Dorothy Westlaver Reserve. Could easily see them being challenged and potentially dropping points there as well, which would only extend Heidelberg's lead atop the table. Warringara, meanwhile, they've got Spring Hill, so a stiff test for them as well. So a mammoth game coming up next week from Lakeside Stadium between Heidelberg United and South Melbourne. That game, of course, will be live and free on the NPL Victoria YouTube page. Make sure that you are subscribed and get around your mates and get them ready for that one as well. FV Academy, meanwhile, well, they'll have a big game in the context of their season as well. They'll play host to Brunswick Juventus at the home of the Matildas. Both of those sides near the foot of the table. Juve, after their win over the Bentley Greens earlier today, have leapfrogged this FV Academy side on the table. So that one, a big, big game in the context of the foot of the table. Makes his pass. Able to find a teammate. Doveston kept the play moving. Rutkowski cutting back inside. Has one already today, Rutkowski. Couldn't send that one in on goal. And that will be the final exchange of this 90 minutes. So Heidelberg were pushed. Heidelberg were tested. The FV Academy making a good account of themselves at Olympic Village. But in the end, as they have continuously done throughout this campaign, Heidelberg United find a way, moving into the semi-finals of the Nike FC Cup midweek and now extending their lead atop the NPL Women's Victoria table this evening. First half brace from Sarah O'Donnell.